Nā, ko te peti hoki tētahi o ngā take nui I rite tonua I te kōrero tia I roto I te whare pāremata I tēnei wiki. I kōrero a Kayne Peters ki tētahi wahine, e hiahia ana kia rāngona ana kōrero mō tōna mate peti.
It's just in my head, ring, 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 the sounds, just like a child in a toy shop. I was starting to get hooked.
Felicity is a mother of 9 who's been struggling with a gambling problem for nearly 7 years. And she's sharing her story in the brave hope that others might think twice before walking along the same path.
I think I won a couple of times from my $20 and really thought, oh, this is a real good money. So all it became was a real money-maker idea for me.
But the reality is that the money-makers are generally not habitual small-scale gamblers like Felicity. Yet when it comes to the distribution of gaming machines, statistics reveal a high concentration in low socioeconomic areas. Between January and March this year, more than 15,800,000 was poured into gaming machines in Manukau City. And over the same period, 740,000 was spent in Queenstown Lakes District. Perhaps not surprisingly, in 2012 there were 985 gaming machines in Manukau City and only 110 in and around Queenstown. National Public Health Coordinator in Problem Gambling, Leila Lindentonga, believes that gambling is designed to feed on people who are vulnerable.
The modern world encourages refuge in things like alcohol, drugs, tobacco, even violence, and especially gambling. So, because gambling is the one that can just sneak along without easily being detected, and by the time it is detected, it's destroyed everything.
Felicity remembers her early days of struggle.
Gambling started for me unnoticeably, but it did coincide with other stuff that I was doing. I was drinking, I was on drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Pee, yeah, it's not nice. And along with other addictions, that and the meth one are the worst ever that I've ever been on.
Although pokie machines are now popular gaming choices, Māori have participated in gambling for many years. Racing, housey, card games have all attracted Māori and on many occasions fulfilled important social functions in helping to raise funds for hapu and marae. Dr. Laurie Morrison did a comprehensive study on the subject.
The first Māori that would have been engaged in gambling were the Māori up in Ngāpuhi, in Kororareka. Of course, the gambling would have come across with the Europeans, sealers and whalers. When we talk about, how did Māori engage in gambling pre-European contact, apparently we didn't, but that's up for debate. In regards to wahine Māori, statistics suggest that we've always been severely impacted by gambling.
Used to go to housey, because that's what we marae up home. Go housey, back in the coin days. And then one night they came and asked me, do you want to come out? I'm just going to go to the pokies. And I'm like, oh. And then my partner said, no, go have a look, hunt. Go see what it's about. Well, we all know why, that the housey and the card schools were all established, not only for personal gain, but more importantly, the funds help to maintain our marae and our churches, and of course our hapu and community activities. Everything changed in the 1980s with the introduction of, they called them back then, one-armed bandits. The Labour government allowed the introduction of the electronic gaming machines, and I'd have to say that that's when the whole face of Māori gambling changed.
Research has proven pokie machine gambling to be the most harmful here in New Zealand.
So it seems there's acceptable gambling like lotto and sports betting, and there's unacceptable gambling like the pokie machines. Last year's statistics showed that over $286 million was spent on horse race betting, almost $419 million on lotteries commission products. The biggest spend was $854 million on gaming machines in pubs and clubs, followed by $509 million spent at casinos.
I suppose the concern for me is a lot of Māori women in my doctorate found that there was positive social companionships with the machines. By that I mean You imagine you're poor, you're living in an overcrowded home, you're living with a partner that's perhaps not so nice, you have the demands of children, and then when you go and sit in front of a pokey machine, all you have to do is sit in front of it, put your coins in it, it never kicks you, it doesn't ask anything of you, and then the most important part, it gives you a reward.
Intentions ain't to chuck your money in. Your intentions is to try and win a bit of kit, extra kit, so that you can just go home and give your kids some money, you know, and see the smile on their face.
The effect of problem gambling upon whānau is the motivation behind Te Ururua Flevel's proposed gambling legislation. In a statement on the subject, he said,
"When our people pour money into pokies, it is taken out of the mouths of our tamariki and sent off to charitable trusts and organisations outside of our communities to support the endeavours of others."
You get pretty clever, I'll tell you that. You get pretty clever at swindling people, telling lies. That's the most gutting thing was for me, is the lies. You know, it just kills you, and to the point where you feel so sick. I felt so sick, my stomach was sick, like I want to vomit. I want to cry, but no emotion could come out. That's how messed up I was. It got to the point where I couldn't even do a tear, because obviously in my head I knew, what are you crying about, lady? You're the one who did this. There's nothing to think, because you can't bring anything up because you didn't eat nothing, because you just put it all in the pokies.
And what made you decide to get some help?
Started finding other things around. Like, I knew I couldn't afford many things, so first thing I started was I signed up in my children's school to go on a te reo program. I thought if anything's going to help me, it's getting a bit more Māori within myself, learning about our ways, who I am. But the blessing of my life was realising I need to do something about my health, because I need to get myself physically fit, because I got all these kids, and I thought, I don't need to be that person. I need to be up and active and trying to do and then started Zumba. Then you realise it's the people who you surround yourself with. So you surround yourself with negative people, you're going to get nothing but negative. Surround yourself with family and positive people, you're going to get positive.
And Felicity has taken another bold step by jumping onto Dr. Laurie Morrison's new intervention program called Ngā Pou Wahine.
Basically, it's about a Māori woman's journey of empowerment away from gambling misuse. Some of the outcomes have been some women actually didn't realise that the gambling actually started with their kuia, that it started with their grandparents, that they started with their mother.
It's very easy to pinpoint, you know, issues that you might notice about somebody else's behaviour or their gambling. That's probably not the best thing to do. A bit more encouragement, and if you can do that from the foundation of aroha, you know, that makes a huge difference.
It's just not a road that I want to go down again.